Here and Amy for Bless Your Heart, and this is the Ask Amy segment. Thanks for tuning in today as our YouTube starts to populate. Make sure you're subscribed to our Bless Your Heart YouTube page. So if you've done that, thanks again. We're trying to grow this channel and obviously grow this show. We're having a lot of fun with it. We've already probably got about, a little more than half the show in the bank, and it's freaking hilarious. We're having a lot of good laughs today. But Amy, you're looking lovely as normal, and
quit trying to butter me up.
Yeah, just excited to see what the fans have to ask us
Yes,
today.
I am too. What you got, guys?
Our first question is from Anisha, and she would like to know, Amy, what was your biggest misconception about NASCAR before dating Dale?
Ooh,
that's a great question.
I don't know if I had any misconceptions because I really didn't know much about NASCAR. Mm-hmm. I guess if I had to assume something before going to a race or meeting Dale, that it wasn't quite as big as it is. Like the racetracks and everything is far more grand. Mm-hmm. The fans are super enthusiastic. It's louder than you can imagine. I don't know. It's just a way bigger deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
That is great.
Good question.
I think the general size of
and if you haven't been to a race, Anisha, you should try.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
Yeah. Let me ask you that. That begs the question, if you were going to send somebody to a race, which would be the one you'd send them to? I think we might have asked this already on the show.
Yeah, we had this last week. I think it just depends on where you're located. I would try to
what was one of your funner experiences? Bristol, Daytona,
They're all just so different. I love Daytona because it's Daytona. I love that the beach is close. The racing is always more fun. It's like an event. The whole weekend's more of an event. Bristol's incredible. It's totally different. It's loud. Mm-hmm. You can see the whole track from any seat in the stadium.
You got a little thing right here.
I got something on my mouth?
Just on your lip. It's a little...
It's just skin, Ralph.
I know, honey. I just didn't know if you wanted that on there for the show.
Just going to do this.
It's good now.
All right, what we got? What's our next question?
Our next question is from Claire. We actually already kind of talked about this today. She wants to know if you could own any animal in the world, what would it be? You guys just got donkeys right
We did just get some donkeys.
You just got donkeys. Funny how Tim says donkeys.
Donkeys.
That's Northeast right there.
You got some donkeys.
You got 4 donkeys. What's your donkey's name?
That's funny.
Any animal in the whole wide world as a dream?
Yes.
I don't know. I was pretty jealous of the swans.
Yes. Cletus
has.
Cletus.
I think peacocks are also kind of up there as a flex.
That's a good one. Yeah.
But I hear they're loud and they're kind of mean. Yeah.
Oh, really?
But so are swans. They're mean.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Some kind of bird roaming the front yard is kind of what I would do too.
Yeah, a yard bird.
We asked Cletus about the swans. He says it's going good.
Yeah. We have living out in the country. I don't know. I feel like I'd like to have some goats. I want a new barn. Mm. The barn there is old.
My life.
It's old.
Yeah, that's funny. This one's from Sarah. This is a good one. How long is too long for someone to be at a swim-up bar?
Say again?
How long is too long for someone to be at a swim-up bar? After a while, they're just pissing. That was her comment.
Okay, we have a good story about this. I don't know if he's going to get mad at me, but I just won't say the name. I think if you've been in there longer than 2 hours.
Oh, you're not.
We know
I'm
that
not going to be pissed. Someone else.
You're not. I won't say the person's name because I want this person to come back to me. But this person went on vacation with us.
Oh my God, I remember.
And we were in Roatan. And he sat in the pool all day.
Never got out.
Ate maybe 1 or 2 meals.
Mm-hmm. At the pool, in the pool.
Never had to get out. Never got out.
Oh, no.
And it's a sea-fed pool, so it's seawater, which is kind of weird. Mm-hmm. So there is some type of a flushing system. But he didn't get up. All day long he sat there.
Yeah.
I feel like people start to take notice, even if you...
We did. Everybody was like, Tim, we've noticed...
Oh, he said it! You
haven't gotten out of the pool. We've noticed he chuckled. He didn't care. He probably will now.
Yeah. You done it now.
Sorry, Tim.
That's funny.
I was just thinking not so much about peeing. Obviously now I'm, if you're sitting in the pool drinking for a really long time, everybody starts to wonder, right? Mm-hmm. What's going on. But my mind went right to when I see somebody that's super hammered in the swim up bar, and you're like, there's a certain level of like where it starts to become a little dangerous.
Yeah.
You're like, this
You're a
person
hazard.
probably needs to come out because they could go under at any minute.
Yeah, or you start looking where the
Yeah, they're
lifeguard
like
is.
stumbling around. They're taking their drinks to their friends and they're spilling it
Yeah,
everywhere.
the pina colada's going to get in the pool,
Yeah,
or
it's-
he's
yeah.
going to fall
Or
and hit his
their-
head on the edge of the water.
Their drink goes
That's
under
COVID.
and they don't know it, and they're you know,
It's all bad.
yeah.
If they're at a 45-degree angle, get them out of the pool.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Our next question is from Kendra. She wants to know what is a movie that you think is underrated? So maybe not one of like the A-list kind of movies that you think should get more credit.
Yeah.
Or overrated. You can go the other way too.
There's a movie that I found called The Way, Way Back that I think is really good. It's got Steve Carell in it. It's not I don't know if it's like underrated. It's just not super popular.
Yeah.
Do you remember that movie? Where the kid sits in the way, way back of the station wagon going out to the Hamptons or wherever they're vacationing. It's a good movie. It's kind of a moody one, but it's like I don't know. It's a feel-good movie.
Yeah. Not one of his top,
It's
known
not,
movies,
but his
yeah.
character and his character in that movie too is kind of mean, which is not his typical thing. So
yeah. That's not typically him.
no,
No.
but it's good.
Do you have one you think that's overrated?
Well, I was going to say on the underrated side, the one racing movie that I think is underrated or probably doesn't get mentioned enough is Last American Hero, the Junior Johnson story that Jeff Bridges, I believe, is the lead, and made in 72 or 71, 3, somewhere around then. Old, it's dated, but it's really authentic, and they for how the technology was back then or how limited it was, they did a really, really good job with that movie, and the storyline's fun and authentic too. I think the storyline's believable. It's not sensationalized, or there's not like a Hollywood element to it that takes it over the top. And the other, this isn't really underrated, but a documentary that I watched that was really compelling was Deepwater. Remember the documentary Deepwater about the guy who's
I
like
didn't watch it with you, the sailboat guy.
There's a guy, he's a weekend sailboat guy. He's like very much a novice. And back in the 60s or so in Europe or in England, they came up with this competition that they were going to pay £10,000 to the first person it was a race. And you could sail around the world. And what transpired for not only the weekender that tried to take this on, he basically mortgaged his entire family and everything they owned to do it, and he failed. But a few other things, everything that transpired with the other racers too. One guy went kind of crazy and stopped in Thailand and just disappeared. Lived the rest of his life somewhere remote after kind of going crazy on this boat by himself for days on end. And the guy that I don't want to give it all away, but the guy that it's about, he also literally loses his mind. Sad but compelling, and just kind of like a story of like, be careful what you wish for, or be careful what you try to take on, and challenges that you might not be prepared to do. Thinking I don't know, it's just a really crazy story, and it's true. I love documentaries.
I always find it interesting to hear how your mind can break in certain situations.
Yeah.
And that's definitely one of those
I
stories.
really, really enjoy documentaries, and especially like the fringe, kind of something. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of documentaries that get made about things that we know, like things
Yeah.
things in our past, or historical moments or milestones, or good and bad, and tragic and sad. And we relive them through those documentaries. But I love learning something that I didn't know existed, like that Deepwater documentary. And this boat that he went crazy on, he filmed himself on this boat going crazy, and he left the boat at some point. The boat, they found it on the shore of
with the footage, right?
South America somewhere, and everything on it, right? All this footage that he recorded, and the boat just washed ashore. It's still there, like at least in the last decade. Like there's pictures of the boat sitting on shore.
That's weird.
in just in bad shape, right? But it's like, wow, it's weird. The boat's just there, and there's a story that I didn't even know existed. It's like, how did I hear about this? It's crazy. Deepwater is what it's called. Pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Last question for you guys is there a song that if it plays at a bar, you have to get up and dance to?
The Last Date, our when if that song's playing at a bar, you're not letting me off the hook. We're dancing.
If that song's playing at a bar, I feel like we're both dead. Nobody's going to play
No.
that at the bar.
Well, you might request it, or I might play it on Touch Tunes.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel
But
like
I mean, I think when that song plays, anytime, bar or not, that's an instant dance.
yeah.
But you probably got a better one. Go ahead.
I feel like anything, like any 80s hair band, Bon Jovi, on any of like the early 90s rap, because I grew up listening to that.
Yeah.
I like the older stuff.
Yeah.
Neon Moon, I want to dance to that. Even
Yeah.
if I'm dancing by myself, I'm
Yeah.
going to get up and dance.
Yeah.
Early 90s rap's a good one. I think everybody can
Oh, yeah.
get with that. Yeah. That's all we got for Ask Amy today.
Thank you.
Yeah, some great questions. Again, we've we've had a great show. I'm sure everybody's going to tune in. Some good laughs and a lot of honesty.
Again, sorry, Tim.
Yeah. So we, I guess we could give you a couple of we did get some new pets. We talk about that. Parasite cleanse that Amy's doing. That's pretty hilarious. Isla lost a tooth, and the Love Line, which is a telephone that we have in our family. You'll learn all about those things and more.